Ladies and gentlemen, in modern warfare, not every victory looks the same. Some victories are measured in territory. Some victories are measured in the number of targets eliminated. But in American military doctrine, SEAL and Delta Force were created for two completely different kinds of victory. For SEAL, what matters most is not absolute sophistication, but speed, flexibility, and the ability to sustain pressure once war has already begun. SEALs appear when conflict has already taken shape. Delta Force, however, enters the game before war is even given a name. And it is this difference in purpose of existence that makes Delta Force truly dangerous, alongside Green Berets and other special units. In reality, the formation of most modern special forces around the world largely traces back to the Munich Massacre of 1972. However, Delta Force was conceived even earlier, in the 1950s. During an exchange program between the United Kingdom and the United States, the British Special Air Service, specifically the 22nd SAS Regiment, reached an agreement with the U.S. military. Both sides would exchange an officer to gain real-world experience inside each other's units. Under this arrangement, a British officer was assigned to the U.S. Green Berets, while U.S. Army Colonel Charles Beckwith was assigned to train with the SAS. Throughout this period, Beckwith was deeply impressed by the SAS. In 1962, he participated in an operation alongside the SAS, and their performance left a lasting impact on him. Afterward, he became determined to create a unit with a structure similar to the SAS. However, during the Vietnam War, his superiors not only rejected the proposal, but instead assigned him to area security duties. It was not until the mid-1970s, as terrorist attacks increased worldwide, that the Pentagon and senior U.S. military leadership finally authorized Beckwith to establish the unit he had long envisioned. On November 19, 1977, a unit designated as 1st SFODD was officially formed, becoming what we now know as Delta Force. Delta Force is the commonly used name of the unit. Its official designation is the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta, of the United States Army. For this reason, the unit is often simply referred to as D Unit. The term Delta refers to the letter D, not to the Mekong Delta. So why is it called Unit D? Within the U.S. Army Special Forces structure, units below company level are designated as A, B, and C. The counterterrorism unit created by Beckwith was part of the U.S. Army Special Forces community, but did not fall under the standard Special Forces command structure. As a result, it was designated as Unit D. The unit is also known as CAG, short for Combat Applications Group.
In its early years, the unit was extremely small and consisted almost entirely of combat personnel. At the beginning, Delta Force had only two primary assault squadrons, known as Squadron A and Squadron B. Over the following decades, as mission demands expanded, the unit gradually increased in size. Additional squadrons were formed, and Delta Force evolved into a structure built around four main combat squadrons, designed to sustain long-term operational readiness. Today, the total strength of Delta Force is estimated to range between 800 and 1,000 personnel. However, only around 250 of them are direct action operators. The remainder serve in support roles, including logistics, intelligence, medical support, and specialized technical functions. Alongside its combat squadrons, Delta Force maintains three specialized troops, commonly referred to as E, G, and H troops. One of these units is the Aviation Troop, formerly known as SASPR. G Troop, which initially functioned as a combat support element, was later expanded to handle advanced force operations and precision mission support. H Troop serves as a dedicated support unit, bringing together specialists in explosives, weapons of mass destruction, medical care, and intelligence analysis. Delta Force maintains its own medical personnel, not only stationed at Fort Bragg, but also distributed across multiple undisclosed facilities within the United States. These teams include physicians whose sole responsibility is to provide medical support for special operations missions. On the intelligence side, Delta Force operates its own internal intelligence capability, built specifically to support the unit's missions.
although most of Delta Force's aerial support comes from the 161st Special Operations Aviation Regiment, commonly known as the Night Stalkers. The unit also maintains its own limited aviation assets. These include a small fleet of approximately 12 helicopters, providing Delta Force with a higher level of autonomy and flexibility. Because of this structure, Delta Force is often described as a special operations force within special operations forces themselves. The selection process of Delta Force is considered one of the most demanding within the entire United States Armed Forces. From the very beginning, Delta Force selection is modeled almost entirely after the methods of the British SAS. This means one thing: Delta Force does not recruit new soldiers. It selects only those who have already been proven in combat. Most Delta Force candidates come from other U.S. Special Operations units, with approximately 70% having previously served in the Ranger Regiment. Over time, the Rangers have become the primary personnel source for Delta Force. Delta Force selection is conducted twice each year. Candidates must meet several baseline requirements. A minimum age of 22. For enlisted personnel, rank must be between E5 and E8, with at least 2.5 years of service. For officers, rank must be O3 to O4, with at least 1 year of command experience and 2.5 years of military service. In addition, candidates must pass medical evaluations for free-fall parachuting, general physical fitness test, and vision examinations. All candidates must volunteer for both static line and free-fall parachute training. But this is only the first stage. Candidates must then complete a physical assessment consisting of 6 standard events: a 40-yard backwards crawl in 25 seconds, 33 push-ups per minute, 37 sit-ups per minute, completion of the U.S. Army Standard Obstacle Course in 24 seconds, a 2-kilometer run in 16.5 minutes, and a 100-meter sprint while carrying full combat equipment. Each event must score at least 60 points to advance. Those who pass all of these tests are allowed to enter the formal selection phase. This phase is divided into 2 parts and carries an elimination rate of over 90%. For comparison, Ranger selection already eliminates approximately 75% of candidates. Delta Force then removes over 90% of those remaining. This process alone explains why Delta Force is regarded as one of the most elite units in the world. The most demanding part of Delta Force selection is not raw physical strength, but the ability to endure prolonged pressure. The formal selection phase is divided into multiple stages, beginning with long-distance movement and land navigation. The environment selected is the National Forest of North Carolina. Here, each candidate operates alone. No formation, no assistance, no guidance. In the initial stage, candidates carry 18 kilograms of equipment and march 29 kilometers. With each phase, the difficulty increases. The load becomes heavier, the distance becomes longer, the terrain becomes more complex. In the final stage, candidates must carry 20 kilograms of equipment and move 64 kilometers across rugged and forested terrain. The only tools permitted are a map and a compass. No GPS, no electronic devices, no external guidance. The defining feature of this test is that Delta Force provides no published standards. Candidates do not know how far they must travel. They do not know how many checkpoints exist. They do not know when they have passed or when they have failed. Only the evaluators know. The candidate's sole task is to keep moving, maintain navigation, and complete the march as quickly as possible. This method is not designed to measure endurance alone. Its purpose is to replicate real battlefield conditions.
If you find this content helpful and valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. My name is Hai.
See you next time.